Charles.
Charles in charge.
Charles, he's about to be. Give it up and support your buddy. Thanks for showing up, guys, and give it up for Charles.
All right.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this comedy extravaganza. My name is Charles Brogan, or actually Chuck, unfortunately. I'd like to thank the LaRocca Foundation for allowing me to complete my behavioral health program here tonight. Aside from those serious issues, I think some of us actually want to have a good time tonight.
Yes.
Some of us want to have a great time tonight. I heard a whoop. I think some of us want to get wild tonight. So you know what I'm going to do to get wild and crazy? I'm going to have myself a little organic white wine.
All right. Yeah. Reach your breath. No way to start.
Fabulous LaRocca's, fabulous wine, thank you. As I said earlier, my birth name was Charles, the name of kings. King Charles I through King Charles the 21st, whatever it was. I was preparing to be associated with royalty my whole life. But as I got older, my name evolved to Chuck, and it stuck. It stuck like a roach on a Bogart's fingertips. I couldn't shake it. There was nothing I can do. And it's not a pretty situation, I gotta tell you. Now, some of you may think you have names that are a little wacky. Jim. Jimmy the cork out of the bottle, Jim. Phil. Fill up my gas tank. Fill up my glass, Phil. April. April showers, April Fools. Wouldn't we all like to kiss April 15th goodbye? But it's nothing compared to the cursed name of Chuck. You guys remember that name, that song, The Name Game? Shirley Ellis, 1964. Christy, Bo Misty, Banana Fan, Bo Fisty. I've heard half of that song my whole life. You guys know what I'm talking about. Chuck, Bo, Banana Fan, and it stops. It always stops right there. They always catch themselves. Well, for some reason, people love to do the first half, but I've never heard the second half. Chuck, Bo, Banana Fan. Some of you are dying to say the rest of it, but it never happens. It's a musical poetic tease. I'm always left hanging. That's just one of the problems I've been dealing with. Now there's another song. Ted Morse, 1904. How much wood can a woodchuck chuck? People are always saying that in my face. I always, and they love it. And every once in a while, some of the girls will kind of just say 2 words or 2 or 3 words. How much wood, Chuck? Enough wood that this Chuck could if this Chuck will Chuck wood. Let me tell you more about why I have the most cursed name in the world. My day job. Some of you know me from my day job, which I won't quit, don't worry. I'm in the rehab department, but the nurses are always giving me a hard time because that square piece of linen that goes on every bed under every geriatric to catch all the malodorous liquids and textures, what do you think it's called? A chuck. That's right. If that isn't bad enough. Now, I know there's a lot of vegans and fruitarians and whatever else there is in Chico, but a lot of us like a good cut of meat. Dharma, I think, likes a well-done petite filet. Phaedra might like a ribeye, but you never hear somebody ordering a chuck roast. A chuck roast is something you chop up for Lassie or your dog Benji. A chuck roast is in the chuck wagon at the end of Bidwell's buggy train.
And then you up chuck.
But anyway, Bidwell, speaking of celebrities that aren't upchucking at the moment, some of you guys have seen the movie Scent of a Woman with Al Pacino and Chris O'Donnell.
Yes.
They're sitting on a plane, and Al Pacino, my second favorite Italian, he says, "Charlie, why do you go by Charlie?" And Al Pacino says, "Chuck," and he doesn't even say anything, just it's so bad he doesn't even say anything, no words are even said, and the scene moves on. That was traumatic and confusing. What's so bad about Chuck? Anyway, I'm learning. Now, there's a show on tomorrow night, Billions. Does anybody watch that silly show, Billions?
Yeah.
Okay. What, as you know, is the name of the pudgy, corrupt, and sexually unorthodox goofball in that show? Right, Chuck. Now, getting back to the movies, who's our favorite doll at the opposite end of the spectrum from Ken and Barbie? Some demonic, flesh-loving, crazy monster, Chucky. That's right. So it's everywhere. I got to deal with this stuff everywhere. Okay. Come on in, guys. Come on in.
If you dare.
Now, when you're at the movies, you're probably going to have the munchies afterwards. You're going to want to go get some pizza. You're going to want some good pizza. I know there's a lot of people that love their pizza. Celestino's, Angelo's, even Domino's. But what do you think is the wacky pizza chain marketed by a smiling rat with a jungle gym filled with cooties and nose droppings? That's right, Chuck E. Cheese. I'm getting ribbed all the time by this stuff. Now, some of you might be thinking, why has this guy not slit his wrist yet? I get ribbed and joked with constantly. But there's three guys, three Chucks who have beaten the system. My favorite flyboy, Chuck Yeager. My favorite financier, Chuck Schwab. And my favorite personal trainer, Chuck Norris. And to finally end on a relatively good note, Shakespeare actually said that Chuck means close acquaintance. And we will be close acquaintances with anybody willing to be a close acquaintance with us. All right, thank you.